Alrighty, welcome back everyone to Phasmophobia. Hope you're all having a lovely day. We are going to cover Ridgeview in today's hiding guide, the third part of this playlist. Ridgeview is a large, small map with some relatively long corridors. If you are entering a hiding spot, ensure that your equipment is turned off and that the ghost does not see you enter the hiding spot. Otherwise, it will force the doors open and it will get you. Just like the other videos, there will be two parts, the first of which is an overview of the map, and the second part is the gameplay. They are all timestamped, so you can skip ahead if you like. Just like the other two videos, I will be showing you some spots you might already know, but there might also be some spots that you might not have even thought of. But without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so here we are on Ridgeview. We'll start on the main floor here. There is 4 on the main floor. So as you walk in here, there is a hiding spot right here in the living room, and you just hide behind the bins there. There is also some bins in the master bedroom here. So you just go in through here, and the bins will be right here. Now, those 2 hiding spots are not the safest, since the ghost sometimes paths beyond the bins here and then gets line of sight of you over here. And then same thing over here. Although the ghost paths over here less often, but once the ghost goes over here, it will get line of sight of you and get you. So not the safest for the hiding spots, but there is also a couple of lockers in the garage here, which are pretty safe. You just close the door in on yourself and you'll be pretty safe. And then we'll go downstairs, and just like the garage, there is some lockers right here in front of the door. Just make sure the ghost is not on your tail here. When you go into this spot here, it will grab you out of the locker and get you. So keep that in mind. There is another spot over here, and this spot is better than the other bins because the bins are angled. So you have a bin here, and then a bin kind of like that. So the odds of the ghost getting you in here are pretty low. Even if the ghost is right here, it will not see you still because there's like a secondary bin kind of like that. And then you're jamming yourself in that little corner there. So the ghost cannot see you even if most of your body is exposed. And that's because it needs to get all of the points in either the legs or the head to actually see you. And you only have some of the points exposed on your legs, and that's really about it. If you're hiding in the basement, this spot here is actually pretty safe. All right, so now we go upstairs, and you have a total of 4 closets, and they are all circled right here. And some closets are actually safer than the others. And what I mean by that is if the ghost is following you up the stairs, you do not want to go into a closet like this one or this one immediately. Because what will happen is the ghost will see you enter the closet, force the doors open, and get you. So you don't want to hide there, but rather you want to break line of sight. And you can do that by either going up and then around this corner here. This wall will break line of sight, and you can hide in this closet here, and the ghost will not find you unless it's like right on your tail or you have your equipment on. Same can be said for this closet here. You just go up and then around this corner here, and then enter this room, and you're in this hiding spot here. So even if these hiding spots here are blocked, you're still better off going into this room here and hiding behind the doors here because you don't want the ghost to see you enter a hiding spot. All right, now we're on to the unofficial hiding spots, and let's start off with the famous one on this map, and that's the fridge. So pretend that's the fridge, and you got the counters as well. So you just hide behind here, and the odds of the ghost setting a waypoint here are slim to none. The only way that the ghost will set a waypoint here and get you is if it does like a ghost event on you and then hunts immediately after, or if you had your equipment on, or if the ghost is really fast and it spawns like below or above you. The odds of that happening are pretty low. And I have only died here like a couple of times, but they're few and far between. And the times that I have died here is either the ghost spawning on me from a twin interaction, or someone had their equipment on in multiplayer. And that's really the only times I've died here on this map. Even though you might not have hiding spots enabled, the fridge here will always be there for you. Let's go over here. And this spot I would only use if the ghost is on this half of the map here. So if it's on this half of the map here, then you could hide there, but I'd only hide there at the start of a hunt. If the ghost is on this half of the map, then do not hide there. It's not a good hiding spot, because what will happen is if the ghost goes over here, it will see you and it will get you. But most of the time, what happens is the ghost is going up and down the stairs here, and it's going to set a waypoint above or below itself. So typically it's going from one of the upstairs bedrooms to like the garage or something, or to the basement. That's why I have this spot here, and this can also be a pretty good peeking spot as well to get a visual of the ghost. Then let's go to this hallway over here where there are a couple spots that you can choose from. There is a piano over here that you can hide behind, and there's also a computer desk over here that you can hide behind. And those spots can be all right. There are some times where a ghost will set a waypoint here, or it's fast enough that it will overshoot and see you in either of these two spots here. So if you're dealing with a fast ghost, be careful. Then let's go to the garage here, and you do have a locker here and then a locker here. And what you can do is you can do the triangle method with the doors. So you open this door here and you close this door on yourself. So you're kind of in that little triangle there. The ghost will not see you, and the only way that it'll get you is if it goes into your spot, or if you like attracted the ghost with your equipment or something. The same can be said for this spot here. So you would open this door here, and you would close this door in on yourself, and you'll be right here. And the ghost will not get you unless it goes inside of you. And then I would like to mention this spot here beside the lockers. It's not as safe as closing the doors in on yourself, but you can get a visual of the ghost if it does path over here. That being said, if it does go over here, then it will see you by this car here or by the mannequin or locker there. So be careful when hiding in those two spots. Then let's go downstairs, and again, you have a locker right here. You can open this door here and then close this door in on yourself while standing right there, and you'll be relatively safe. And then you also have a mannequin right here. The interesting thing about the mannequins is they can teleport somewhere on the map. If the mannequin is gone, then this spot does not exist anymore, and you're better off finding somewhere else. That being said, if the mannequin does teleport elsewhere, let's say it teleports right here in the kitchen, you can hide here and you can loop around the ghost, kind of, because the mannequin hitbox is pretty big. So even though it looks like you are exposed at the bottom, it still won't see you because of that hitbox. The mannequin's hitbox is kind of like a big cylinder, so that's why it is not able to see you. And then I'd also like to mention these looping spots here. I don't really recommend hiding behind them because some of them do give you line of sight, and also these looping areas are not very big, so the ghost can theoretically reach you if you make a wrong move. So I would only make one or two moves here and then move upstairs. The same can be said for these spots here. All right, so now we are upstairs, and let's pretend these hiding spots are blocked. We'll just scribble on them just kind of like that. But with that being said, you still have options for hiding upstairs. Now, just like I said with the official hiding spots, you are better off going into this room here and either closing this door here and then opening this door here and then closing it in on yourself. So you're hiding here, and if the ghost paths either here, here, or here, anywhere in this area, then it will not find you. The only way it will see you is if it's right here, it will get line of sight of you. You can also close both doors in on yourself. So if you are right here, you can swish the doors in on yourself and the ghost will not see you. The only way that the ghost will get you is if it goes directly into your hiding spot or if the ghost senses your equipment. And then this spot here is not as safe as this one over here. And the reason why is because sometimes you might have a really fast ghost, and what will happen is it will want to path into, let's say, the bathroom, but it will overshoot and it will actually slam into your hiding spot and it will get you. So I would only hide here if the ghost is either slow or normal speed. But just like with the other spot, you would just close the doors in on yourself while hiding right here, and the ghost should not get line of sight of you. And then these two closets here are pretty risky. I would not recommend hiding here, but again, you would squish the doors in on yourself. I would only do that if you're in a pinch. And then there's this bedroom here, and there is a little cabinet here that you would just hide behind. So you would just hide right here, and the ghost will not see you if it's like right here. But there is a downside with this hiding spot. If it goes far enough into this room, let's say it goes right there, it will see you. So be careful. All right, and now let's go into the gameplay and see what each hiding spot looks like. All right, so on to Ridgeview. We will start off with the official hiding spots. So when you walk into the house here, there is some bins over here that you can hide behind. This is not the safest one since the ghost tends to path over here sometimes and then it will see you. So keep that in mind. Then we walk into the garage over here. And there is 2 lockers in here that you can hide in. You just hold the door closed and make sure the equipment is off. The same can be said for this locker over here. You can hide in either of the 2 sections here. Just close the door and you'll be fine. And then the last one on this floor is in the master bedroom over here. So again, you have these bins over here that you just hide behind. And as long as the ghost is not pathing in here, then this one's relatively safe. But if it is pathing in here, then sometimes it might path over here and then it will see you over here. So be careful. Then we'll go into the basement here, and there's 2 hiding spots down here. There's these lockers over here. You just hide inside. If I select the right door, that is. And then you also have these bins over here. And the difference with the other bins compared to this one is this one I feel much safer in because these bins are angled inwards and the chances of the ghost coming inside of this spot are relatively low. I've even had the ghost walk here and it didn't even see me. And that's because of this collider right here. My head is protected and most of my legs are protected too. So that's the main benefit with this hiding spot here. So even though it looks like the ghost might see you from here, it actually will not. And then we will go upstairs, and as you can see, we have closet hiding spots here, which are probably one of the best hiding spots you can hide in. You just go in, close the doors. You really only need to close one of the doors unless you're playing multiplayer and there's another person hiding with you. But you just close this door, hold it, and the ghost will not see you. Just make sure your equipment is off and all will be good. There's another closet over here that you can hide in. There's one at the end of this hallway here, which the downside with this one especially is if the ghost is on your tail, you do not want to go into this hiding spot directly because it will see you and it will get you, even if you're holding the doors shut. So what you would want to do in that case is if the ghost is on your tail, go into this room here and then go into this closet here. That way, you're actually breaking a line of sight, and the ghost doesn't know where you are. And this hiding spot here beside the stairs here can also be pretty dangerous for the same reasons as this one. If the ghost is on your tail and you go into this hiding spot directly, it will force open the doors and get you. And so what you want to do in that case is you would either go into that room there or break line of sight and try going into this closet here if it's available. And now we will go into the unofficial hiding spots. All right, so now we're onto the unofficial hiding spots, where the hiding spots that are normally here or in the closets, they are now blocked or removed. So you do still have options for hiding available. And let's start off with one of the most famous hiding spots, and that's the fridge hiding spot. This hiding spot is really good, and the reason why is because the ghost rarely paths over here in this part of the kitchen. So if you're hiding here, the ghost will not get you unless you have your electronics on, or if you're playing on really fast ghost speeds. So if you're dealing with a Thay, then sometimes what happens is it will overshoot and it will see you, but the odds of that happening are still pretty low to begin with. So that's why this spot is pretty good. And then another spot that you can hide in, which I'd only recommend if you're here before the hunt starts, is over here at this corner. The interesting thing with this hiding spot is, as long as the ghost is not on this half of the map, then you're actually pretty safe here, because what's going to happen is the ghost is going to be pathing up and down the stairs, and it's going to go back and forth between the garage and where it wants to go. But it's pretty unlikely that the ghost will go over here. That being said, I'd only hide here if you know where the ghost is and you know for sure that the ghost is not on this half of the map and it's not pathing over here to begin with. Then we'll go to the hallway over here, and you do have two options. They're basically right beside each other. So there's this computer desk over here that you just slide in, or this piano here. And these hiding spots here perform pretty similarly. So if the ghost is in this room, it won't see you, but if it's all the way over here, it will see you here and it will see you here. So if you do have a fast ghost, then be careful. That being said, the likelihood of the ghost seeing you in this spot or this spot is pretty low to begin with. And then we go to the garage here, where you do have some options available. So you just open these lockers here, and you just close the doors in on yourself, and you will be hidden. Sometimes the ghost will try to interact with the doors during the hunt. You just try to close it as quickly as you can. And then over here, same thing. And then you just close the doors in on yourself and you'll be fine. But sometimes the ghost will try interacting with the doors. Just close it as quickly as possible. You can also kind of hide here beside this mannequin, and the hitbox is pretty big. So notice what happens when I throw the motion sensors. It's actually getting deflected off of this mannequin because of the hitbox. And this is not the safest hiding spot, since sometimes the ghost will path over here and it will see you. So keep that in mind. Same thing with this spot over here beside the car. If the ghost gets past this car here, it will get line of sight of you. So be careful. And then downstairs, we do have a couple of spots downstairs. Now, these shelves here, you can loop around and avoid the ghost, but they are a little tricky to master, especially with these single shelves here. However, there is a hiding spot in this corner here, as long as the mannequin is here. And that's another thing with the garage as well. If the mannequin disappears, then you might have issues hiding beside that locker. And as well as here, if the mannequin disappears, then you will not be able to hide here. So if you have a basement ghost, this mannequin might disappear at some point. But if it is still here, you can hide behind the mannequin and you can move around the ghost accordingly. And this is much easier when a player is slower. I'm at 150% speed, so it is a little tricky to maneuver the player effectively. And just like the lockers in the garage, you can angle the doors in on yourself and you'll be pretty safe. Then we will go upstairs, and just like the other maps, you can hide in the closets just like this, and the ghost won't see you, but these are not the safest. I really wouldn't recommend hiding here unless you know what you're doing. And the same can be said for this spot here. Because of the narrow hallways and how much time it takes to close the doors in on yourself well, then it's not as viable. However, this purple bedroom here, you can hide behind this shelf here. And as long as the ghost doesn't go past here, then you'll be fine. And the ghost doesn't usually path over here to begin with either. So this can be viable depending on where the ghost room is and where it paths. There's also this closet over here, which can be a little risky. And I say that because if you're dealing with a really fast ghost, sometimes the ghost will overshoot and enter your hiding spot and get you. So be careful with this one. I'd only use this if you're trying to get like a visual check at the start of a hunt. And then we have this green bedroom here, which has this closet here, which is a pretty good spot, even if it's blocked. Now, a lot of content creators out there have the door open, and this actually used to be pretty okay with the door open like this. However, because the player models got bigger, there is more opportunities for the ghost to get line of sight of you. So instead, you would just angle the door in like this, with this door closed, and the ghost will not get you as often as having the door open like this. Or what you can do is squish the doors in on yourself, and it will be pretty hard for the ghost to get you. And that is it for Ridgeview. Just like in the other hiding guides, if you have any questions, feel free to post them down below and I will answer them as soon as I can. The next map we will cover is Grafton Farmhouse, which will mostly consist of furniture hiding spots, so stay tuned for that. That is all that I have for you for today. Hope this was helpful and informative, and until then, I will see you next time.